The man accused of killing his own brother in southwest Omaha last year was sentenced this week. There he is. 27-year-old Nicholas King pleaded no contest to manslaughter and possession of a deadly weapon while committing a felony. He was sentenced to serve 8 to 16 years in prison.
According to court records, King told officers he and his brother, Large King Jr., got into a fight, after which King grabbed a gun, waited for his brother to come downstairs before firing one shot at him.